Nigeria's heritage, a legacy the world must know and improve. Upon Nigeria is a nation of immense historical depth, cultural diversity, and artistic brilliance. Its heritage spans thousands of years, from ancient civilizations and powerful kingdoms to rich traditions in art, music, and philosophy. Yet, much of this history remains underappreciated on the global stage. If properly preserved, celebrated, and integrated into modern development, Nigeria's cultural legacy could become one of the most valuable assets for both national pride and economic growth. Long before the arrival of Europeans, Nigeria was home to some of the most advanced societies in Africa. One of the earliest known civilizations was the Nok culture, which thrived around 1000 BC. The Nok people were Mao master sculptors, creating intricate terracotta figures that remain some of the oldest examples of advanced African art. Their discoveries indicate a high level of artistic and technological development, suggesting that they may have influenced later civilizations like Ife and Benin. The Ife Kingdom, often regarded as the cradle of the Yoruba people, produced some of the most realistic bronze and terracotta sculptures the world has ever seen. These works, dating back to the 12th century, displayed a level of craftsmanship that astonished European explorers when they were discovered. The artistry of Ife rivaled that of classical Greece and Rome, proving that African civilizations had their own advanced artistic traditions. The Benin Kingdom, which thrived between the 13th and 19th centuries, was another center of innovation and power. The Benin Bronzes, hundreds of brass and ivory plaques that adorned the royal palace, are now considered some of the finest artworks in the world. The kingdom had a sophisticated political system, engaged in international trade, and maintained diplomatic relations with European nations. However, in 1897, British forces invaded Benin, looted its treasures, and burned the city. Today, many of these artifacts sit in European museums, sparking debates about repatriation. The Kanem-Bornu Empire, located in present-day northeastern Nigeria, was one of Africa's longest-lasting empires. It thrived for over 1,000 years, from the 9th to the 19th century, and was a major center of Islamic scholarship and trade. The empire connected Nigeria to the broader Islamic world, fostering a rich intellectual tradition that included some of the earliest written records in Africa. Beyond these empires, Nigeria's architectural marvels, such as the ancient King walls of Kano, which stretched over 14 kilometers, and Sungbo's Eredo, a massive system of defensive walls and ditches larger in scale than the Great Wall of China, are evidence of sophisticated urban planning and engineering long before colonial times. Despite its rich history, Nigeria's heritage faces serious challenges. Many historical sites are either abandoned or poorly maintained. Ancient artifacts, stolen during colonial rule, remain in foreign museums. In recent years, conflicts and urbanization have further threatened Nigeria's cultural landmarks. The decline of indigenous languages is another major issue. Nigeria has over 500 languages, making it one of the most linguistically diverse countries in the world. However, many of these languages are at risk of extinction due to the dominance of English and the lack of government support for indigenous language education. The loss of language is a loss of identity, as oral traditions, folklore, and traditional knowledge systems fade away. Similarly, Nigeria's traditional knowledge systems, including herbal medicine, architecture, and artistic techniques, are being replaced by foreign influences. Traditional healing practices, which have been used for centuries, are often dismissed in favor of Western medicine, despite evidence that many local plants have medicinal properties. To ensure that Nigeria's heritage is not lost to history, significant efforts must be made in preservation, education, and global promotion. The government must allocate funds to restore and protect historical sites, such as the Ife Bronze sites, the Kano City Walls, and the Benin Bronzes Royal Palace. Museums should be upgraded to world-class standards, making them attractive to both local and international visitors. A nationwide effort to return stolen artifacts from European museums should be pursued aggressively. Nigeria's education system must include more comprehensive history lessons that highlight the country's pre-colonial achievements. Indigenous languages should be taught in schools, and oral traditions should be documented to ensure they are passed on to future generations. Technology can play a major role in preserving Nigeria's heritage. Virtual reality experiences can bring ancient Nigerian cities to life, while AI-driven translation tools can help preserve and promote indigenous languages. Online platforms can be used to share Nigerian history with a global audience, ensuring that the world recognizes the country's contributions to human civilization. Countries like Egypt and Greece have successfully turned their ancient civilizations into major tourist attractions. Nigeria has the potential to do the same. Properly marketed, sites like the Idanre Hills, Ogbunike Caves, and the relics of the Nok civilization could attract millions of visitors annually. Heritage tourism not only boosts the economy, but also instills national pride. Nigeria's film industry, Nollywood, has already made an impact on the world stage, but it could do even more to showcase Nigeria's rich history. Movies and documentaries about the great empires, warriors, and artists of Nigeria could introduce global audiences to the country's legacy. Similarly, the Nigerian music and fashion industries can incorporate more traditional elements, celebrating heritage in a modern way. A future built on heritage. Nigeria's past is not just a collection of stories, it is a foundation for the future. A nation that values its heritage is one that builds a strong national identity and earns global respect. By preserving its history, embracing indigenous knowledge, and promoting cultural tourism, Nigeria can turn its heritage into a source of pride, economic strength, and global influence. The world must recognize Nigeria not just as a country rich in resources, but as a land of deep history, great civilizations, and enduring cultural brilliance. Through collective efforts, Nigeria's heritage can shine as a beacon of African excellence, inspiring generations to come.